Anytime.
Trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, and it was just awful.
I've turned chicken salad into chicken shit. I will continue to do so.
Making chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Make chicken salad out of chicken shit. People is as people does, that's all there is to it. Put a square peg in a round hole, just never seems to fit.
This is Bianca Belair.
Hey, this is Kevin Owens.
Hey, it's Seth freaking Rollins.
It is the man, Becky Lynch.
It's Rhea Ripley here, and you're listening to Wrestle Radio Australia.
Hello and welcome to Making Chicken Salad, the Wrestle Radio Australia show where we talk about everything going on around the world of wrestling. My name is Lachlan Albert. I'm joined by the full complement of hosts this week. We've got the man himself behind Wrestle Radio Australia, the Beast Eastman, Todd Eastman. How you doing, mate?
I am warm, but I'm good.
Good to even shirtless, we're warm. Sleeveless, we're warm up here in Queensland. That's how
I don't think I own that many shirts with sleeves anymore.
I'm going to say you got the guns out all the time.
I kind of cut off.
We're also joined by returning to action here at Wrestle Radio Australia, the one and only Jeff Steady. Jeff, good to see you, mate.
Good to see you as always, Lachlan. I was out last week because I went and saw the amazing David Byrne, lead singer of Talking Heads, and it was one heck of a show. See, normally I'd swear, but it was such a classy show, I don't fucking want to.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And then, if there's one man who's so classy that he doesn't want to swear, it's Jamie Apps. Jamie, nice matching shirts we've got on today, brother.
I figured we had to fit the theme this week.
The theme of you and I wearing Robbie Eagles shirts, is that right? Oh. Todd, why might Jamie and I be wearing Robbie Eagles shirts tonight?
Because you're Marks?
Yeah, that's most of it.
That is also very fair.
Yeah, well, you know, that's true.
Yeah, hey, shoot him straight, mate.
Got me.
Yeah. It's a big
night. Guys, the knives fell out of your chests. Do you want them back?
Yeah, that's right.
At least it stabs him in the front. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
True friends, you know what I mean? Look, not only tonight are we reviewing Riot City Wrestling's Main Street Mayhem, How the Grimm Stole Christmas, and talking about all the news going on around the world of wrestling, but also in a follow-up from last week's interview that I did with AEW World Champion MJF, Todd this week got some follow-up comments, some right of reply from the Robbie Eagles camp. So we might be seeing that maybe partway through the show. Is that right, Todd?
Yeah, we got a little bit of a clip for it. And after the show airs here tonight, that whole interview will go up live on the YouTube page.
Brilliant. So
and
look,
it's a
there's
good
always
interview. It's a really
stuff
good
that
interview.
I've seen that Todd did. He knows what he's doing. Man's been doing it for a decade plus.
You don't just delve into the issue with MJF. You actually get a nice glimpse of Robbie's career to this point, particularly at NJPW. So great work, Todd.
Thank you, sir.
So,
thank you.
Like with that amount of stuff going on, you've got to be following us here at twitch.tv/WrestleRadio Australia so you can get this as it goes live every Thursday night, because we've just got too much stuff to get through. And if you're not following, then you're not going to see it all, right? And like, that's the kind of thing that we want to make sure we're doing, is getting all of this out to everyone, because there's such great Aussie wrestling shows going on, not just when AEW comes to Australia, not just when, MJF says that maybe an Aussie wrestler could have a shot at the AEW world title, not just when we've got people jumping ship from WWE to AEW that we're going to talk about in the second half of the show, but also week to week, Australia puts on some of the best shows going on. And we know that Riot City Wrestling's ReAnimated 20 is coming up on Sunday, the 1st of February. That's this coming Sunday. And Riot City Wrestling put on great shows, and they put them free on YouTube. So you can go ahead and watch the show we're reviewing this week, How the Grimm Stole Christmas, by heading over to YouTube, searching for Riot City Wrestling or RCW, finding Main Street Mayhem number 63, and checking it out for yourselves. I had a blast watching this show, as I always do. When Main Street Mayhem's like an hour and a half, it's great wrestling. There's stories that go through all the RCW shows. Like, it's just such a blast. So let's kick off the same way they did and talk about the opening match, the Candy Cane Collision. This was a 6-way match featuring James Craig, Kai Thorne, Mr. Cliff, Red Shaw, Scorch, and Xavier Carter in huge action where the new winning streak is forming. Mr. Cliff getting a victory here. I'll pass over to Jeff first to talk about that. What do you think of Mr. Cliff getting the big win in this Candy Cane Collision, mate?
Firstly, Lachlan, before you do that, you talked about the way the show opened. The show actually opened with a song, and I thought you were going to do the song.
Haven't warmed up. Sorry, mate.
Oh, you haven't. Look, I thought this was fun. This was a great character. Like, am I a bit underwater? Okay.
Yeah, it's only when you start talking.
Very quickly. Because that was some real underwater. Jamie, what did you think of Mr. Cliff getting a big win?
I was pleasantly surprised. It's cool to see him winning a bit more now, and yeah, it makes a lot of sense with him being the smartest man in this match. I also really enjoyed the new look from Kai Thorne. It's very out there and unique, and I like that people are trying new things. They're not just, this is my character and I'm going to stick with it. If it's not particularly working or you want to refresh, come out and go totally crazy with something new, and it worked. Lots of chaotic action, fun opener.
Yeah, the full mask look.
I really dig the look. I almost thought that maybe he shouldn't have even come out as Kai Thorne.
Yeah, it's almost a new character.
It's a completely new character. So, but I really dug it in the his mannerisms and the working style. I really did like that opportunity.
Yeah, it almost would have been good to have a new name and then down the line reveal that it's just Kai Thorne in a new fashion.
Yeah, I enjoyed the match. I hate that finish.
The power slam, the big slam by Red Shaw and then pushed out of the way for Mr. Cliff?
the push that it happens in so many multi-mans that usually someone else hits a finisher, someone grabs the guy, throws him out, and then pins the guy. It's also kind of a Healy thing to do. So
I don't disagree, but
might have.
I mean, the story there is that Mr. Cliff has like properly learned from the heel faction that he was part of, right? So he's got those tricks in his back pocket, even though he's a babyface. Jeff, what did you think of that?
I like the ending, at the risk of being underwater, and I'm clearly not, which is great. I like the ending a lot. I think that it's overplayed, but it's fine to do it also because Mr. Cliff was a heel for so long, about 2 years, that he's still going to have some of those heel tactics in his arsenal, and that doesn't necessarily make him a heel. It just makes him kind of smart. And as you said, Lachlan, he was with the old guard for 6 months, 8 months of that, 2 years. He's going to revert to those tactics when all else fails him. I think this was smart and fun.
Also worth mentioning, just like the lineup of talent here delivered exactly the way you expect them to. Like Riot City Wrestling has their ring work at such a high standard that when you've got James Cray and you've got Red Shaw and Scorch, right, that you go like, oh yeah, they're going to be great. And we talked about, you know, Kai Thorne's new look, and Xavier Carter as a younger wrestler fit right in here in a match with a bunch of heavy hitters, which I think is really impressive and is a credit to him coming up and also to the experienced guys in this match who were able to make sure that everything flowed in more of that general role. So I think overall this was a lot of fun. Moving on to something where we see even more of those up-and-coming guys, a one-on-one between Ricardo and Prince Apollo, where Ricardo was able to sneak out the win with a submission here. Todd, what did you think of Prince Apollo tapping out to Ricardo?
I love that it's a bow and arrow. It's such a good like thing for a guy that is apparently an archer. So like I think that's really cool. I really did enjoy that. Prince Apollo has that, like, he's like a lump of clay. He just needs to be molded a bit more. You know what I mean? Like I can see he has everything there. He just has to. He reminds. I don't mean this that like he'll have the same trajectory, but he does remind me of like Dean Brady when he first started. Dean was very like you could see he has some stuff there. He just has to work it out. He has to work out his look, the way he wants to present himself, all of that sort of stuff. You can see that that's there in Apollo. He just has to put it together, and it's going to be interesting to see because there's two ways you can go. You can either embrace that and go, yeah, I do need to, and really work at it, or you can go the route that a lot of people go, no, I know what I'm doing, I'm fine. And then you'll find that those people tend to sort of stay in that one area of the card and not progress, where Dean sort of like there came to a point of Dean's career when he went, I need to this is what I need to do to get to that next level where he clearly is now. So it's going to be interesting to see if Prince does do that in the coming years or so. But both of them, ton of potential. Like Ricardo's got so much charisma for someone who doesn't really like speak very clear English. Such a connection with the crowd. Very, very good.
Yeah, this match was like upside versus upside, right? Like these guys just have all of that potential in the world. Jamie, what did you think?
I always forget when we go into these things that they are basically academy shows.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, especially the RCW ones, they don't come across as academy shows.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
They just come across as like their SmackDown or their NXT type thing. Like it's their secondary show, not their main show.
Yeah, and even then, like, there are matches on here that you could just plop directly onto a main show. And like, look at the main event, Party Hard versus the Old Guard for the title. Like, that's not an Academy show match, and it fits in with the card they put together, right? So, like, Jamie, what did you think of Prince Apollo and Ricardo one-on-one?
I had very similar thoughts to Todd of just, like, very entertaining, and, like, both of these guys have a great base to build off in the future. And they both have, like, that natural size, too. So I think, like, it feels like I'm promoting Body Biz every week. But, like, if both of these guys got on the Body Biz system or a system similar, they could easily look like Dean Brady in a few months.
Yeah.
And like,
you bloody hell, he'd be printing money. If Polo looked like Dean Brady, he would be printing money.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's got all the tools in the toolbox. Like I'm very high on Polo.
The one thing I would say though is early on in the match, like it's important to get the selling and stuff across. There is also a point when you're overselling, and like he took like one move at the very start and then almost looked like he was dead. And I was like, okay, a little too much in like the first 2 minutes of a match. Just tone it back a bit.
Yeah.
And then once he was in control, it's all gone.
Yep.
So like getting that balance right.
Yeah, that's the rookie trying to find the balance. 100% what that is.
And that'll come with time, right? But then you see things like when he got bumped off the top turnbuckle and took it right to the back of the head. And moments in matches where I stop and I'm like, was that what was meant to happen? And you like properly get me, like work me. I want to be worked, you know? So I enjoyed that. Let's move on to what very quickly went from an exciting potential matchup to a very exciting RCW Grand Title three-way match when Brody Hunter and Haley Hendricks got interrupted by GRIMM, who made this a triple threat match by introducing the Grand Champ, Dean Brady, and made the match for the title, Brody Hunter and Haley Hendricks, with a big shot out of nowhere. Jeff, what's your thoughts on Haley and Brody this early in their career getting a match like this?
I mean, this was clearly a chance to remind people what Haley and Brody can do. Brody is just so, like, he's got so much presence considering he wears a hockey mask. I mean, that alone speaks volumes for him. I like that this became a championship match because it's that kind of thing of, oh, this can happen at any time. I mean, we knew that Dean wasn't in trouble. We knew that there was no way he was going to lose that belt. But yet this was fun. Like, it went on for the right amount of time. There were enough short hope spots from both of them to get a 2 count on Dean. I think it was great. I really liked the way they went, oh, yeah, and this is a championship match now.
Yeah, Todd, what did you think of Dean Brady defending against two up-and-comers in Brody Hunter and Haley Hendricks?
Well, when we saw the graphic and when they came out, I'm like, oh, why did they book this? I mean, it's
face versus face.
Yeah, face versus face. Like, invariably, like, the crowd are probably going to, like, lean towards Haley just because she's 3 foot nothing, and, like, she's
got the big flashy moves as well.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, this could actually really hurt poor Brody in this one. He's going to have to really watch out. But then when they put Dean in there, I'm like, perfect. You got the perfect heater in there. Someone to really work it. There is, like, one thing, and it's not a nitpick. It's just a thing with Haley doing the moves that she does. She has to be real careful because some of them take a long time to set up.
Mm.
So it's like, maybe work that out a bit and just err to the side of... I know it's an easy thing to do those moves when you've got Dean being the one to post for it, and I hope that and I'm pretty sure that the boys and the trainers, I should say, at RCW are sort of like drilling that into, like, you don't have to do this every match, but when you've got people that you can do it with, that's a great move to do. So
and there's two guys that can, you know, be that big body as Brody and Dean Brady.
Yeah, and I'm not going to harp on again about Brody's mask. We've done it every time we've reviewed his matches. I'm not going to say it anymore. So, but otherwise, good, very good. Showed that both of the two, like Hunter and Haley, have something going forward into the future. But then also showed that Dean is the man now in Riot City.
Absolutely, and. Yeah. You know, he shows why he's the man when he goes in there with two young talents and puts on, you know, a grand title worthy match, right? I did have the same moment as you, Todd, when Brody handed a present to someone in the audience, and I thought to myself, what are you doing that for? You've clearly got to be the heel in this match. And then Grim came out and I went, oh, okay, cool, gotcha. And I think that was a really fun way to play with that on the card.
just before we jump in, I think like adding Dean into it just elevates it to that level of like anything can happen.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
These aren't just Academy shows. Dean Brady could show up and defend against anybody here.
Yeah.
At any time. Yeah, exactly. And then moving on, see, this show is just so stacked. And the thing is, because the matches are all quite tight, you know, we've talked about 3 matches already that average about 5 minutes. So it means that the show just absolutely moves at a clip. So then you move into something like Coach Cornell going one-on-one with Havoc, but one-on-one's a bit of a misnomer considering all of the auxiliary people that get added to it. Jamie, what did you think of Havoc and Coach Cornell?
This was pretty much everything I expected. Really solid outing. Obviously Havoc's in there. You have a pretty high base for where this match is going to start. And I think it lived up to all of those expectations. Nice, like, heel moments for Coach Cornell of, like, just to really cement that, okay, we're going to hate this guy moving forward. And then I popped at the faction name of Team Jim Bob, just because that's the nickname that my mum calls me.
Little Jim Bob. Thanks for that, Jim Bob. Jeff, what did you think of Coach Cornell and Havoc?
I'm still thinking of Jamie as Jim Bob. Look, it was
an all show.
Cornell is so well rounded. Like Jamie said, it's starting from a pretty high base. Havoc is one of the most reliable workers in Adelaide. You know, he's got such reliability.
20-something years, 25, 26 years.
Yeah, yeah. So you're not surprised to see that. And I think that he really, like, they had so much chemistry and they put on a great, if short, match. I kind of wanted this to go for another minute. I was a bit sort of surprised by the ending. I would have liked to have seen it go a little bit longer, but yeah, it was good.
Can you gentlemen answer a question for me though? Why wasn't Havoc DQ'd at the very start for using the Power Glove?
Because the Power Glove is an absolute failure. It's nothing.
And it's soft and squishy in most of it. There's just one little bit that's hard.
It's a glove of power.
Look, just because you've got the touch doesn't mean that you have the power. Like, I think we're all on the same page there. There we go. I popped the boys. That's what it's all about.
No, you didn't.
Nerd.
No, you didn't.
No. Damn it, we got to take that soundboard away from him.
I remembered I had it.
I understand what you're saying, Todd, but come on, you got to have a fun Power Glove spot in there. Why not? He's old man Havoc.
I understand.
But you're right.
Hey, we're nearly to the end of this friggin' show, and it's only 23 minutes into the bloody thing. Okay,
that's right. We're
trying to stretch it out a little bit here.
No, but like part of that is just that, like, that's what the show here is, right? Like, each of these matches gets in, does their business, gets out, gives you a really good time with what they're doing in the ring, tells an efficient story, like, and that's gone all the way through this show, right? Like, we just talked about maybe wanting an extra minute on this particular match because it went under 3.5, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, the whole show was 90 minutes.
90 minutes for what, 6 matches? Like, just a crazy pace, especially when the last one goes for 15. Like, that's taken up, you know, when you add in entrances and celebrations at the end, that's a quarter of the show.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like, it genuinely, and I'll say that because of that, it felt like the last match was a marathon to me. Because it was sitting there in comparison to these matches that went, you know, the long matches were 6 to 8. So then when you get a 14-minute match at the end, it feels like, oh, these guys are going hell for leather. Right? So, like, let's look at this next match. And this match is something I want to highlight because it gets into this right before the main event. This card was showing the debut of 2 people who have been on the RCW broadcast team. So first off, James Dalton and then Layla Page. The match here was James Dalton taking on Kit. And we've talked about Kit more and more recently as he's kind of come back into RCW with a vengeance. And I think it shows where he's at that they go, James Dalton making his debut takes on Kit. right? That shows the level that Kit's at, where he's consistently putting on really great performances. He's doing everything that he needs to do in the ring, that he can be trusted with someone making their debut in front of people to put on a great match. And James Dalton ended up looking excellent here as a result of the things Kit was doing, in my opinion. Todd, do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I do. Kit just looked like a star when he came out.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why I hadn't really noticed it as much before, but like especially on this show, I noticed it when he came out. Like, geez, he looks like a dude. Like he looks like somebody. Do you know what I mean? And the shows the faith that they have in him to be able to lead like James through a match as a rookie as well. And James did really well. Like there are a couple of things where you're like, okay, he needs to work on that. It's his first match. Like we could be hypercritical about it, but it's the guy's first match. Give him a break. So ton of upside. I could say ton of upside on Kit, but we already know he has something. Like hopefully like this year is something where he moves into that Emerald Crown pushing title shot, like Grand Championship shot, sort of that area of the card, because he looks to have all the goods where it comes to that. I think that the Dalton is definitely a work in progress. The fact that they've had him out there in front of crowds doing ring announcing for the last like year or so really helped, because he already had a instant connection with the crowd before they even had to get to know him as a wrestler. They already kind of knew him, so that worked in his favor there as well. He knew how to work. He knew to work the crowd at certain points where it would have been easy for a rookie to get lost in. Okay, I've got this. I've got to do this. And I've got to do this. He remembered to take those time for in certain spots to work the crowd, which is good. Which is something I always try and impress when I'm talking to guys. Just remember to work the crowd. I know you two of you are in there and you got this whole thing, but just remember there are actual people there that you're doing it for. And like he seemed cognizant of that the whole time, which was good. Like for a first match, I think he did really, really well. And I think Kit did really well leading him through it as well.
Absolutely. My biggest question mark, I guess, with James Dalton was that because we've been exposed to him a fair bit as, a guy who gets into the ring and hypes everyone up, when he came out and his entrance jacket had music notes on it, I had just a question mark of is he a jazz guy? Is that what's the gimmick there?
Honky Tonk Dalton?
Yeah, there was nothing communicated that matches that jacket. The jacket doesn't match whatever. Jeff, what did you think of James Dalton?
I think the other thing, Todd, that's important to mention. Oh, sorry. With me, it's a proximity thing.
Not you, him. Yeah, I was fine. I was telling Locke.
Okay. I think the other thing that's important to mention is that Dalton knows the hard cam and he knows how to work the hard cam. This is further to what you're saying, Todd. And I think he did a great job bringing the people at home as well into the match. I agree. I almost expected him to kind of break out in song or something with that ring jacket, but I thought this was a terrific match. You're both right. Kit has so much promise. It would be great to see him around the Emerald Crown Rumble, given a really good role in the Rumble later this year, to just sort of put home how much he's improving and how close he is to breaking right through to the main event scene in RCW.
I'll tell you what. I hope he got the voice cleared with Hazard, because Hazard won't be happy with someone calling himself the Voice.
Yes. Lesson learned.
I'll quickly pass to you, Jamie, just to get your thoughts on James Dalton's debut here against Kit.
I enjoyed this as well. I think we maybe need some promos or something from James just to kind of define what that character is. Obviously, I think doing the announcing stuff really helped in terms of knowing where the cameras were, knowing that you had to connect with the crowd, not just perform the moves. And then Kit, I think it's maybe just a confidence and he feels like he belongs in RCW again now, after sort of taking a break and coming back. And those first couple of matches were like re-establishing himself, and now he's like, no, I belong here. And now that confidence is coming through, and I think that's maybe why Todd looked at him and went, oh, he's got something now.
Yeah, it's quite possible.
That's a good point.
I also think the renaming is really good because Kit Condor does sound like a Gundam model that I would put together. So I just like Kit as a name. Moving on to the other debut of the night. This one was Layla Page, who managed to get not only her first match, but her first win against a big name opponent in Mickey Fortune. Now, we were very impressed with Kit, being able to showcase a young talent here. I don't think there's any surprise at all that Mickey Fortune was able to do that with a debuting wrestler. But she really, the fact that Layla Page was able to get the win here over Mickey, I think shows a real confidence in her ability and in what they're going to do with her going forward. Jamie, what did you think of Layla Page managing to roll up and get the pin on Mickey Fortune?
I think this was maybe my favorite match on the card, which is not surprising with Mickey Fortune in it. I think Layla looked like a star immediately. Very sort of Tiffany Stratton vibes. As soon as she walked out, I was like, she looks like when they debut someone on NXT, like the new blonde star on NXT. I was like, oh, she looks like she belongs immediately. And then I loved the yin and yang dynamic of as soon as she came out in the bright pink blonde hair, and then Mickey comes out in the sort of the darker hair, the darker outfit. I was like, okay, we immediately know the dynamic of this match. And then they both gelled really well in the ring. That running sort of scorpion kick in the corner that Mickey does looks deadly. I think that could be a potential finisher at some point. And then, that surprise finish was really good. Obviously some rookie stuff in there that Layla can work on, but again, like you said previously, it's their first match. I was really impressed.
Yeah, and they're not going to hear anything from us that they're not going to hear from the trainers at Riot City, right? That a lot of it just comes with time and with reps. And like Ranger Mitch says in the chat, pleased to hear they're running back Page versus Fortune. The rematch should be fun. It's going to happen again at ReAnimated, with Mickey trying to get that win back. Jeff, what did you think of Layla Page getting the win over Mickey Fortune in her debut?
I think it's great. I think she's got so much presence. And so much, I don't like this word, but spunk. She's got this spunk about her. And that's not, the old, she's a bit of a spunk, but she's got spunk and finesse and she's sharp. Mickey loses nothing in this loss. In fact, it's great almost that, I'm pretty sure Mickey trained Layla. So you've got this nice kind of meeting there. I think it's great. I think she's got a lot of upside, and it'll be interesting to follow her career. And I know I know that she was at Renegades this weekend. She just popped along to have a look. So in the weekend just gone, Layla Page was in the audience, soaking more in almost, and that's great.
That's awesome. And I also think in saying it doesn't hurt Mickey Fortune at all, the fact that she's currently doing this character that's building a really hard edge, suffering what she might feel is an unfair loss, builds into that character. Just gives her more excuse to be more cutthroat. Todd, what did you think of Layla Page making her debut?
Yeah, I thought she was excellent. Really, really good. I mean, a lot of that was due to, of course, who she was working with. Mickey's one of the best women wrestlers in the country, one of the best wrestlers in the period. But in that league, there's not too many that can hold a candle to her. So much so, it's kind of shocking that she hasn't been working more places around the country, like a Renegades or a PWA, or just because I think Mickey is that good. But yeah,
she did one shot in Renegades about 18 months ago. She just showed up for Asia, and that was it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Layla Page has got tons of potential to the point where I almost want to say it in the nicest possible way to her. just keep a good head on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Because there are going to be people that are blowing you up huge, but no, you still have a shitload of work to do.
Yep. People
And
are going to
I
see
say that
dollar
in the
signs.
nicest possible way. But people are going to see dollar signs, and they're probably going to want to push her way too soon in other places. And she probably needs to be cognizant of that. And like I say it in the nicest possible way, just don't let it get to your head, because you've got something there. You just need to really work at it.
Yeah.
And
100%.
working a program with Mickey will like cement that in.
Oh,
Her. Like,
100%.
I need to improve, and I get better every single time I'm out there with her.
Yeah. But I mean, she is in the best possible place. She's in the company that,
Yeah.
that
Look at their
made-
track record.
Yeah, they made Rhea Ripley. They made Zarya. Like, it's a place that makes WWE female superstars. Stick around, put your head down, listen, train hard, listen to the trainers, and you're gonna go places, because you already have a lot of the things that you can't teach that I always talk about. But just work. That's all you need to do. Reps and work.
She's also got good promo skills, of course, because she's been doing the ring announcing for so long. The little promo package they played before the match was great. You know, she carries the promo well too. Really impressed.
Absolutely. And I think it was good structure to have the debuts of Dalton and Paige fill in this part of the card, right? Because people are going to come in excited to see those people and expect to see, you know, people establishing themselves before leading into a main event with people who are really well established in the form of Party Hard and the Old Guard fighting for RCW tag titles.
Sorry, can I just... Back in the day, when we first used to do the Academy shows, there was always a good way to debut people, right? And we did a debut of, I don't know if you remember him, but Big Steen, who was the original manager of the Pariah. You know, it was like the little dude that jumped around and all that, right? So he had about 30 of his family rock up. And they put him
I know
on
where this
second
story's
or-
going.
They put him on second or third. He came out third, the match finished, and then 30 people got up and left the arena.
Mm-hmm.
So from then on, it was like, okay, we don't put the debuting guy on until later on in the show, because we don't want half the crowd to leave.
Yep, a lesson well learned. But, you know, it also then works to give contrast to, you know, new people trying to stake their claim, and then the people who are familiar with the main event who are fighting for gold, which is what happens immediately after with the RCW tag team titles on the line. Party Hard, Banjo Powers and Party Guy Ty managing to defend those titles against the Old Guard, GRIMM and Violet Blitz. Jamie, give us your thoughts on the main event for the RCW tag team titles.
I enjoyed this. I feel like everyone in this match had to have been 1,000 degrees in Adelaide in December and their outfits.
Fuck that.
God.
You want to lose some weight, wear those fucking reindeer outfits. Holy shit.
And watching it, I was like, I feel like this is maybe hurting the match, because those guys looked like they were drained as all heck by the end of it. But yeah, really
I
enjoyed
would
the
have
match.
found any excuse I could to take it off.
I think
Banjo got
Banjo
there.
did.
Yeah.
Banjo was like, oh, nope, get this
I
off.
think Banjo might have been the clever one who wore his wrestling gear under the reindeer suit. And maybe Party Guy didn't think that far ahead, is my guess.
But even Violet with that like fluffy jacket when she came out, I was like, God, you guys must be so hot down there.
Yeah.
But
Violet looked like she was sweating when she walked to the ring, to be honest. But she, like, great performance, great action from all four. Yeah, I agree. A onesie in probably 43-degree heat. Wow, that's a brave. Yeah, I can see Jim Bob shaking his head. So we're, you know, I think we're all in agreement that that's not something that we'd be wearing at the making chicken salad Christmas party. That's for sure. But I love this match. I thought this was fun, the right amount of comedy, but yet the right amount of, you know, near falls and some great double team work and things like that. I think GRIMM and Violet should stay as a tag team. I really like them. I like the way they work together, because Violet's quite the powerhouse, so I think that they've got this nice chemistry going on, and I really enjoyed that.
And I love the idea of like Cliff's losing streak kind of infecting Grimm now as well. Like it's passed along to him and he can't get rid of it.
Yeah, I love that too.
Yeah, you've got to kill the head vampire to get rid of it.
The one thing I would have liked threaded through this show, is it like technically it was like Grimm's show, right? So why didn't Grimm put more obstacles in the way of Party Hard?
Yeah, he was more just involved in other random matches and putting some random surprises in those.
Like you could have walked into the main event, okay, blah, blah, okay, well, this match is now a no DQ match or a falls count anywhere match, or do you know what I mean? Something like that.
Or DQ forces Party Hard to lose the titles, or...
Yeah, exactly. Just stuff like that to really... Like, it's how the Grimm stole Christmas.
I'm going to try and steal your... I'm going to steal your belts.
Yeah.
Further to that, it would have been nice if there was a skit where Grimm ordered Party Hard to wear the onesies, because then that at least kind of makes a bit of sense. I get it was the Christmas show and the Rudolph and the reindeer and things like that, but because of the heat, it kind of would have been nice to see something set that up a bit more.
But I like the fact that it didn't have to be super serious, because it just, it's a Christmas show.
And I did actually hear that, like to be a little bit serious for a moment, like shout out to Grimm, because I heard that the heat did cause some cardiac enlargement and his heart did grow 3 sizes that day. So that's got to be rough when you're working a full match like that. I've got head shakes over there. That's exactly what I was looking for. Yeah, go ahead and play the sound bite for me there, Todd. Thank you. Yeah, there it is. And for that, I'm going to put up the comment from the chat that says, does anyone else think Todd looks like the Blue Meanie? Thanks there, Weed Freak. Love to hear it.
Yes.
Look,
a little bit.
Where is my block button?
And look, you can see that we're in a good mood, because I think Party Hard are just kind of infectious, right? Like, as these, baby faces who are just always going to be having fun and taking down the bad guys, I think they're absolutely delightful. The Old Guard are perfect bad guys for a main event, especially this pairing of Grimm and Violet Blitz. Like, they're just so rough.
And it's
in a way that I like.
It's also a show that kind of got lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, a little bit.
The Christmas break and all of that sort of thing, kind of like it just got lost in the whole thing of it. So, like, if you want to see it like a thing of what the up and coming people from Riot City are going to be like, and just have a fun show, 90 minutes. I mean, it's really easy watch. Like, this is one of the perfect things you could do to introduce someone to what Riot City is.
Oh, absolutely. And the fact that it's free on YouTube is just the icing on the cake, right? So you can go to YouTube, search for Riot City Wrestling, find how the Grimm stole Christmas, spend 90 minutes watching it, and get 6 really good matches out of it. Like, it doesn't get much better than that. It's a show that moves at pace. That is 7 matches, says Jamie. My goodness, I can't even count. That's how, frantic this show was. It moves so quick, I've lost the ability to know numbers. I think that this show was an absolute blast and couldn't be more worth your time, especially with, really cool debuts, title matches, fun gimmicky stuff, good, one-on-ones with up-and-comers. Like, the show had it all.
And also, shout out
6, 7, same thing.
Don't.
Thanks, you 18-year-old Jim Bob. I also want to shout out RCW's production team, because they do such good work. Yeah, sure, look, it doesn't come out live. They kind of they do sort of edit it down, but to edit this down to 90 minutes, which I'm sure it went on for a couple of hours in the ring, in the venue with a half-hour break. That's a great 90 minutes. That's like, if Raw could be like this every week, I'd be happy.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And I was about to say that if it came out live, it'd be 2.5 hours.
Yeah, even the way they dress the venue, like all the the signage and stuff. Like, it makes it feel a little bit more than just, oh, it's a show in a warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's what their academy looks like all the time. Aside from, of course, the little entrance set. But aside from that, the signage in that's
Permanent.
what
That's
it
great.
looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, if this is what the Academy shows look like, you know, with the Mean Street Mayhem, you won't believe what the big shows look like. And they've got one this weekend. Riot City Wrestling's ReAnimated 20 is going to be at Goodwood this Sunday, February 1st. Let's look at the card quickly. You've got the RCW Tag Team Champions Party Hard and Hugh Beauty taking on the team of CBTM and Kit. There'll be an over-the-top rope battle royal to determine the coveted final spot in the King of the Fringe Gauntlet at RCW Fringe Mania. You've got Havoc with Benjamin Rosenthal taking on Bob with Jimmy C. Layla Page is getting a rematch with the Huntress Mickey Fortune, who's looking to steal that win back. And in the main event, Dean Brady is going to defend his RCW Grand Championship in a 4-way match versus Mr. Cliff, Red Shaw, and Smash. What a lineup for ReAnimated this Sunday, February 1st, at Goodwood for ReAnimated 20. Like, if you're in Adelaide, that's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Afternoon show as well, like, awesome.
Yeah, I'm actually quite, like, bummed that I don't get to go over for that show. So,
yeah, it's going to be a special
20
one.
years. 20 years is big. 20 years is big for a company.
And also, if you are watching the Royal Rumble will probably be over by the time it starts, right? Like, that's going to be a hell of a day of wrestling.
It starts at 6 a.m.
Yeah, it starts at 6
early.
a.m.
Yeah.
So it should be fucking...
Yeah, I'd hope it's over.
If it's still going at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we got a problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm not producing this one, man.
But that's the point. Like, and honestly, if I was going to watch one of those two shows this weekend, if they were on simultaneously, I'd probably pick RCW personally, because, like, who knows what's going to happen with that stuff? Like, genuinely, it's so exciting.
It's like synchronized swimming over here. I just want to address something quickly. Aussie Observer said, "Are you going to cover the news from Queensland?" We actually covered this news ages ago.
Yeah.
We just didn't talk about the particulars because that's just not what we wanted to do on the show. So it was only really because I think the actual news picked it up. It was on the Courier Mail website.
Yeah, so specifics about United Pro Wrestling here in Queensland have now been made public.
Yeah.
Again,
we did cover it.
Again, because it's a legal matter, people can't say too much.
No,
so
exactly right.
It's better if we don't.
Yeah, at most, we could literally just read that article and that would be it, which isn't really worthwhile.
Yeah, and like we can't add anything to it. I don't know if we'd want to add anything to it except for just like thoughts and prayers of the people involved.
Yeah, and like a lot of people have been affected, and from a Wrestle Radio Australia perspective, I guess the thing is there is no longer a company in that territory, and people are going to get less reps in front of crowds, and audiences are going to have less wrestling to see, and that sucks. And the bigger issues are...
I'm going to get mad. Faye Cabe, so obviously like a worker trying to be tough, said spent half an hour on York, but okay, yeah, that's because that dude was still actively in the scene, trying to be in the scene. All right? What happened here is an actual court case where people could actually get in trouble if they say stuff that they're not supposed to say. So wake up, dickhead. All right? This isn't just...
And like...
will resurrect the...
Can we kick that guy, please, Todd?
Yeah, so you're getting... Sorry, brother, but I can't do it.
The other thing that I'm going to say about that, because, like, let's address this seriously. When there was an issue with someone on a show and the people said to the promoter, hey, we're not comfortable with this, and the show went on anyway, versus a situation here that is obviously a bad situation where the company has been stopped. There are no more shows going on with that company. The person is not involved with wrestling at the moment. the company was put up for sale, ring, lighting, relationships with venues, the whole thing. So this guy, he's out.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the
And-
difference between a news story happening at a wrestling event and something happening away from that wrestling event, and that causing the company to be dissolved.
And
And
again,
Andy-
it's a legal matter. Let's just leave it as a legal matter and move on. We love wrestling. We love Aussie wrestling, and we're here to talk about it.
Yeah.
Andy Savage says, sickening to hear people want to treat it as gossip fodder when there are real people who've been hurt. Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that person is someone who can't get booked anywhere but certain places. And they've got access to grind, which is fine. Grind away, kid, with the 30 people that come watch your shows.
Does us talking about it help keep anyone safe at this point? No.
No.
Straight up.
No.
Like, that's the end of it. So, I mean, let's be more positive. Let's talk about the fact that there's wrestling happening this weekend, right? Let's not talk about a company that doesn't exist anymore. Let's talk about the fact that when I get to the part of my run sheet that says this weekend in Oz Wrestling, it's a full page. It fills my whole screen with wrestling that's happening in Australia. A big shout out to Michael Lee at the Australian Wrestling Community Facebook page, who's an absolute legend and a gentleman who sends these to us every week. And he's now sending us the suburb it's happening in. So when you hear me butcher the names of suburbs in Victoria and Adelaide, I'm sorry. I don't know them. I'm going to do my best here. Okay, so please bear with me. So when I say like Kareela is in New South Wales, I hope I'm getting that right, because that's where Australian Wrestling Superstars is going to be on Saturday, January 31st. I mean, even the Queensland suburbs, like if they're not Brisbane, I'm not sure if I'm saying Deeragan right, because that's where Queensland Wrestling Alliance's Tropical Rumble is going to be this Saturday, January 31st. And Westcourt is going to have Pro Wrestling Powers Law and Disorder 6, also on January 31st. Meanwhile, in South Australia, Wrestle Rampage has Froth and Fury Festival, which is in Wayville on Saturday, January 31st. And on Sunday, February 1st, what were we just talking about? Riot City Wrestling's ReAnimated 20. That one's at Goodwood. I know how to say that. Over in Victoria, Adrenaline Professional Wrestling. How many times have we said Goodwood Community Centre? That one's drilled in by now. In Victoria, Adrenaline Professional Wrestling has Breakout 63 in Seaford. That's tomorrow night, Friday, January 30th. And then on Saturday, January the 31st, Lucha Fantastica has Love Battle Ballarat. Meanwhile, in Western Australia, a company that we adore, EPW in Perth, has Explosive Pro Wrestling Beware of Dog. That's in Merriwa. I know how to say that one because it's at the Willetton Stadium, I'm pretty sure, question mark.
No, the Willetton Stadium
is in Willetton, right? See? Thursday nights, man, my brain's melting.
See how confident he got to? He got so confident because I'm like,
I know EPW. They work places. No,
I'm pretty sure about that.
No, get along to Merriwa for EPW's Beware of Dog on Saturday, January 31st. Let's have a quick card rundown there. You got Jesse Lambert one-on-one with Jay Taylor. You've got Chris Target one-on-one with the Great George. That's going to be so freaking funny. Is my bet. Yeah. You've got an EPW Coastal title on the line with Dustin Connors defending against Gavin McGavin. You got a best 2 out of 3. Yeah. You got a best 2 out of 3 falls match. You want to talk about a banger. 2 out of 3 falls, Damian Slater versus Solomon Blackwell. And then in the main event, the EPW tag team titles on the line in a double dog collar match between the purveyors of work rate, Chris J. Lazarus and Elijah Henry, versus ATO, Australian Takeover, Julian Ward and Kaz Jordan. I mean, talk about a double header. You want a double main event? That tag title double dog collar match and that 2 out of 3 falls with Slater and Blackwell. To talk about matches.
But not only that, the EPW Coastal Championship match, that has banger written all over it before it even begins. Like
between Gavin McGavin and young Gavin McGavin.
Yeah. Gavin McGavin and Gavin McGavin Jr.
Yeah.
It's going to be fantastic. I'm so excited for this. And I hope we get to look at it in the next few weeks. I'm sure we will. EPW are just putting on great shows. If you haven't already got a ticket, grab one. That's going to be a fantastic night.
And speaking of, if you haven't already got a ticket, you might have a bit of a tough time getting a ticket to World Series Wrestling's Rise Against tour because they are selling like absolute hotcakes. If you're in Adelaide, they're at the Entertainment Centre on Friday the 15th of May. If you're in Melbourne, they're at the Melbourne Pavilion Saturday the 16th and Sunday the 17th of May, and at Panthers Penrith on Monday the 18th of May. Head to worldserieswrestling.com.au and click the buy tickets button so that it can tell you that they're sold out in Sydney. I don't know where else they're sold out, so like get on it quick, because you've got
I
a
think
lineup.
the first night in Melbourne sold.
Right,
I believe
so like
so.
half of it's sold out and the rest is getting close. So get on there, because you've got names like Bishop Dyer, the Good Brothers, Nick Nemeth, Shotzi, Killer Cross, Scarlett Bordeaux, Priscilla Kelly, Matt Riddle, Man Like DeReese, Myla Grace, The Perea, Donovan Dijak, like stacked card, absolutely stacked card, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be great.
Macho Man Andy Savage in the chat saying maybe a question for next week if you cover Renegades, but should companies give consideration to cancelling summer shows in marginal air conditioning?
It's hard to know what the... Sorry, Todd. If you don't mind. It's hard to know what the weather's going to be before the show. So it's really, really hard. And you're going to disappoint more people by cancelling than you are by going, it's a bit hot. We apologise for the heat. Let's just do the best we can in the circumstances.
Yeah. I think, like, it's hard, isn't it? Because, I mean, you could do something like just reduce capacity just to give people a bit more room, a bit more air. But, again, you're in Australia.
Yeah.
I don't know
Australia.
what to say.
I've been to so many shows where I'm like, I am sweating and I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, bring it.
I
must admit too, I had someone who went to that show message me and just go, well, it looks like deodorant is optional today.
Yes.
That is the biggest.
Same person messaged me.
Yeah, there you go. We'll be covering...
Mate. I'm not denigrating what you say, Andy. It's a real issue, especially in wrestling, where the sweat and the atmosphere and the heat is actually part of it. It's a contributing factor to it, and it's kind of wonderful, especially local wrestling. But it was 40.5 degrees on Saturday and 48.6 on Tuesday. So I
just don't know what you do about it. Like,
yeah, I think
you can't cancel the show day of.
I know there's been plenty of fans bring the weapons matches. How about a fans bring the fans match?
There you go.
Yeah,
I mean, like maybe buy a couple of cartons of water and just have them on standby for people. Other than that, like
I think that's probably the only real thing you can do. Like, give out water, buy a couple of bags of Zupa Dupas and have them ready to go and give those out.
Yeah, I just don't know what to. Yeah, I don't know how to battle that, because what do? Go, look, we've been advertising this thing for 2 months. Turns out there's going to be a heat wave this weekend, so we're not going to do the show.
And we've booked how many wrestlers, and we've got a light set up, and we've got a stage, and we've got people here to film, and people have bought tickets.
We flew Indy Hartwell over from America, but it's a bit hot, so we're not going to do the show. And I'm not trying to take the piss. I'm just like, it's kind of like.
Andy, it's a really tough question. It's a storm in a teacup question. There is no way, I'm being mindful of Renegades here, and I think that they absolutely.
Oh, it's every show. It's not just Renegades. It's every show in Australia. Like, fucking hell! If you'd have been up at our last Wide Bay show before Christmas,
Jesus.
the humidity set off the smoke detectors.
Fire alarm. Yeah.
Wow.
And the issue is, like, the venues that would have the really good aircon that would negate this issue aren't necessarily receptive to having wrestling all the time. So it's like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place of like, oh, we can't book that venue that has the aircon, but we also can't just cancel this show on the last minute.
Yeah.
No, and
a lot of money gets invested in these shows beforehand. Because conservatively, I remember there was one, and this was a few years ago, so I don't know what the prices would be like now. I don't really handle like finances when it comes to like the shows. I pretty much just do the creative side of it, and then that's it. I'm told whether or not I can have this person or not. But you're looking at $5 to $8 grand to run a show. So it's not a kind of a thing that you can just cancel last minute if possible,
And just eat that cost.
and just eat $5 to $8 grand. You just it's in for, especially for an indie. It's that's like a death blow.
Yeah, you can't do that for 3 months out of the year and eat 3 or 4 shows.
Sorry, Todd, that's kind of ridiculous, though, because we all know that indie wrestling makes people tons and tons of money, right? We're all rolling in it.
I saw something where it was like, somebody said...
Hang on.
I
said
can't remember.
caviar on my sandwiches, not whatever that is. Sorry, go back to the show, please, boy.
I can't remember what side. There was some web page that was talking about the Australian indie market, and it was like between... They said something like between PWA, MCW, and I can't remember what the other one was, that Australian wrestling generates about $3 million a year in revenue. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I sent it. I actually...
Who's getting all that money?
I don't know. I remember I screenshot it to Rocky and sent it to him and said, you might want to ask for a raise, brother, because you're getting gypped here.
There's no way. There's no way.
There's no way. But before
Every single company in the country, I don't think Australian wrestling is
no.
producing that much money.
No.
And not even in revenue, let alone profit.
Yeah.
No.
To answer another question, we're probably going to be covering Oz Pro Wrestling next week, only because it went up. Well,
Goes up this weekend.
They actually did what we asked. They advertised that they're going to do a premiere for it. And then I got a message asking us to review it, which I was like, of course we will. We already had it planned. Like, I'd already messaged you guys and said, this should be the show for next week.
As soon as it got advertised, yeah.
Yeah, and then Renegades dropped out of the blue yesterday, which generally doesn't give us a lot of time to, advertise we're going to review it. Because I know some people like to watch the show that we're reviewing this week if they haven't been to see it live and blah, blah, blah. And also it doesn't give us a lot of time to watch it ourselves before the show.
It's also about scheduling. Like, just dropping a show means it's awfully difficult to schedule it. Because, next week's Oz Pro, the week after is probably either going to be EPW or RCW. So, it gets difficult.
It could be. If we did Renegades, it would be like we'd have to do both nights.
Yeah.
Which is just, that is it dedicated. Then the week after that is AEW, and I don't know what we'll be doing that week, to be honest with you, because I believe Lachlan and Jamie will be trying to get somewhat involved in the festivities over there in Sydney. So it's sort of like a rags to riches thing where, like, 1 minute we're just like, we need to find a show for this week. Hey, how about we review like the December show for Riot City because we've got ReAnimated this weekend, it'll tie in perfectly. To next week, we're like, well, we could do Ozpro, we could do Renegades, something else might drop from this, like, I don't know. And it's just like, what do you do? Like, we can't do, like, we could do 3 shows a week. I don't really want to do 3 shows a week. It's a lot of wrestling to watch and talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, the show generally goes 2 hours now. I don't want to see it go 5.
No. Hell no.
Even just doing the 2 nights of Renegades, that's going to be a long show.
Yeah, and getting 2 nights of Renegades in would be especially something in the middle of us also kind of being in the midst of this whole Robbie Eagles MJF thing, right? Like, there's a lot of stuff going on at the moment that we kind of need to cover. In fact, like, we were talking then about, people getting excited because we can post what's coming up. We posted earlier today that we're going to have some of the response that Robbie Eagles had for MJF. So yes, we're going to get to talking about what's going on around the world of wrestling. But first, you're going to hear some of Todd's conversation with Robbie Eagles responding to MJF, calling him out and asking, will anybody know who he is? So you can see more of us right after this.
He made some very interesting choices in his words, Todd, and I haven't really had the opportunity to directly respond to it. And I still think I'm going to keep a little bit of it to myself, but maybe by the time this goes to air, I've grieved and aired my grievances, I guess, is the way that I'm trying to look at it. Look, he might be right. I might not be known to his audience in AEW, even though I have appeared there before in America. I may not be known to the audience that watches wrestling on American cable television. Although everyone's favorite wrestler in those companies knows who I am and is a fan of my work. But that's regardless of what he said, right? The funny thing is, I know MJF knows who I am, and I actually think if he comes to Australia, that more people will know who Robbie Eagles is than they know who Maxwell Jacob Friedman is. I'm just going to pull one of his faces and that out, you know?
Yeah, so that's where the boys are just quickly enough because I think they thought it was an ad break, but it's not the ad break just yet. I'm probably going to throw to the ad break now because it's just me. That full interview, and it's about 20 minutes long, will be up straight after this show. The podcast will be up. The podcast version of this will be up tomorrow morning as well. So we'll be back right after this talking about everything going on around the world, WWE, AEW. The build is starting for Grand Slam Australia. So we'll talk about that right after this.
Wrestle Radio Australia, Australia's longest running wrestling podcast, live every Thursday on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube with Making Chicken Salad. They break down the latest Aussie news, shows, world wrestling news, and call out what was chicken salad and what was absolute chicken shit this week in wrestling. Catch the podcast the next day and follow them on Facebook, X, and Instagram. Just search Wrestle Radio Australia.
In this world, we often find ourselves grouped between winners and losers. But funny enough, there's more to that. There's actually champions and challengers, and that's where we find ourselves, Dusk. Looking across from each other, we have a great challenger in you, and then we have a fantastic, proven champion in me. Now, Dusk, we've overcome so many odds. We've had to beat our mentors, people we care about deeply, and you were happy with being good enough, where I succeeded every single level and looked down on good enough and laughed. Dusk, when I meet you at Anniversary, you will prove once again that you are the best challenger there is. But you're not quite the champion that I am. See ya.
Robbie Thorpe versus Jarvis for the MCW Heavyweight Championship of the World. I find it quite ironic. I call myself the gift for 7 years, but Jarvis is always the one with his hand out. He doesn't use his obvious in-ring ability to his advantage.
Robbie, we always seem to be at each other's throats, and I get why. I mean, we're at competition with each other, trying to find out who is the next top guy of MCW.
He just bitches and moans and groans and complains until he gets the opportunity that he so desires. I don't blame him, though, because it's just the crowd that he surrounds himself with, right? The professional victim mentality that's plaguing the world.
IC Championship, membership straight into the Icons, big match after big match, while I was just the punching bag for the Icons.
I was championship material long before the championship went around my waist.
Robbie, now that you hold the World Heavyweight Championship, you've got the spot I want.
Robbie Thorpe is the champion that MCW needs.
At Anniversary, I get that opportunity to be the top of the mountain. There's one thing I've always known, Robbie, that I am the greatest.
Attention, trading card collectors! Are you ready to take your collection to the next level? Dive into the action with the limited edition Australian wrestling card, showcasing the most electrifying talents Australia has to offer. Imagine owning cards featuring legends such as Robbie Eagles, Shazza McKenzie, Shane Hayes, Madison Eagles, and many, many more. But that's not all. You'll also snag cards of the iconic referees, commentators, and announcers, just like me, Lord Andy Coyne, to truly capture the spirit of Australian independent wrestling. And as our homegrown talent continues to dominate the world stage, OzRest cards are destined to become hot commodities. Not only will you be owning a valuable piece of wrestling history, but you'll also be supporting the amazing wrestlers and talented photographers behind the magic. So don't wait. Grab your Australian wrestling cards now at pariomagazine.com.au .com/OzRes cards. Order today and kickstart your collection with a bang.
See, being a good dad is tough. It's hard work. You know, your kids are always asking for this. I want this, I want that. He got this, he got that. It's not fair, and it's rough. You know, the key to being a good dad is to keep things even. But I never claimed to be a good dad. I have my favourites, and Rob's my favourite. So I'm going to give Rob one more gift. I'm going to give Rob a gift that I had myself. I'm going to give Rob a golden rule that's going to help him stay champion the same way I stay champion. See, Jarvis, I've given you multiple opportunities, and some of them you take advantage of, some of them you failed. But this one is very important that you take the opportunity, because Rob is going to get the golden gift, which is the one and done rule. See, the one and done rule means you get one shot and one opportunity to become the MCW World Heavyweight Champion. If you fail, you've got to wait a whole year to have another shot. So, if you come on my boy, you better not miss, or you're going to be waiting for a very long time.
Hey everybody, it's Radar Superstar Adam Copeland. I got a bunch of handles. Anyway, call me what you want, but you're listening to WRA, Wrestle Radio Australia.
I got a comment to make about this Robbie Eagles MJF thing, right? I've been thinking about it, right?
Okay, yeah.
I am not Robbie Eagles. Let's make that very clear. I am nowhere near Robbie Eagles.
Hang on,
You don't
hang
even have the
on.
mustache.
I might be.
Mind blown. Mind blown. I thought
I
I,
know.
was doing this
Shocking.
podcast with Robbie Eagles
You're
every
a
week.
you're a junior heavyweight, Jamie. You're like a bantamweight, featherweight.
I am not in the same league as Robbie Eagles. I got 8 minutes one-on-one with MJF. Seems only fair that Robbie should get some time one-on-one with MJF. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Right? Right? Welcome back to Making Chicken Salad, the Wrestle Radio Australia show, where we talk about everything going on around the world of wrestling. And over in WWE, Bayley documented the first Lodestone weekend in a YouTube vlog. It ends with the announcement that there will be another camp taking place in Las Vegas in 2026. There hasn't been an official date announcement. Presumably it's going to be during WrestleMania week in April, because that's going to be in Vegas. So, like, why wouldn't that be the case? Also, if you do watch that Lodestone video, it's pretty easy to notice Erica Reed. The hair is really helpful.
She also knows how to work a camera.
She knows how to
Oh
work
boy,
a camera.
doesn't she?
Right,
I got really emotional watching it. It's hard not to, because you're kind of seeing people living their dreams at an early stage. And I think it's wonderful. I got very emotional. I'm sure we'll be talking more about it later if you can read between the lines.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
I think it's a great thing Bailey's done. And, like, if you get a chance, go and look at that video on YouTube. It's only like 15 minutes long. But
Great
it
little
does
doco.
basic- It's a really good little doco. And just, yeah, perfect for like what Bailey wants to do with her career. And I even said to the boys, because I saw anything, and I put the link into our chat, and it was really funny to watch it and to hear Rhea like echoing stuff that we learnt in Riot City Wrestling to those girls. It popped me huge. I'm like, shit, I remember hearing that from Cree sitting on an apron like she was.
Presumably the same stuff that Layla Page is now hearing, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it was really, I really, really enjoyed it. As it's good to see the women getting a leg up like that. So because all it can do is help them get better.
Absolutely.
And it's
guaranteed. No signings are guaranteed. They had to pay their own way there, but everything once they did, Bailey footed the bill for, which is amazing.
I also like that you're seeing kind of the people behind the gimmicks. So she was more Pamela than she was Bailey, and Cena was John, and Charlotte was Ashley, and they more went in there as the people they are.
Oh, a
to
couple
help
of them I
these-
didn't really
these
even
connections.
recognize until I had a real good look. I'm like, oh shit, that's Charlotte. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Bianca and stuff like that. It was just great.
And like, speaking of growth for women, like Natalia just made a big change, officially becoming Natty within the WWE. Jamie, I'm gonna ask
With the
you.
weirdest graphic.
That's what I was gonna say. Do you think
That's
her
not an
being
official
on her own
WWE
grave
graphic,
is-
mate? That's not an official WWE
No,
graphic.
but it was very weird.
Do you think she was using one of those shiwis?
Shiwis?
It's gotta be, right?
She has to be, otherwise I don't know how she did it.
Otherwise, that's magic.
That is magic.
All right. Let's. I think maybe we move on from that bit as quickly
Yeah,
as
yeah.
possible.
Because you're just going to get us in trouble if we stick on this.
I'll pass it to
Yeah, and-
Jeff quickly. Do
Can
you
everyone
think
notice that I wasn't the one making those jokes, please?
you stayed out of it? You were very polite, Jeff.
What
do
is the
you
joke
think
about
that-
saying shiwi? It's an actual thing.
It's a product.
Hey,
It's a
Jeff.
product.
It's a very helpful
Jeff,
product.
Do you? I'm
Yeah, it's a
trying to
very
talk
helpful
over the
product
top
for
of
women.
people here. Jeff, do you think that?
Hang on a second. Just give me
So
a
what does
second.
this shiwi do anyway,
Yeah, the
boys?
shiwi is fine. Try and talk now, Locke. Yeah, that's right. You can't, can you? Because I got the mute button, brother. All right.
Oh,
Now don't
great.
try that again.
Thanks.
You're back on.
Jeff.
Yes,
Do
mate.
you think that this Natty persona gives more momentum for Natalia than what she already had? Do you think we see her into the women's title picture?
I think it would be great to see. I think that she's such a talent. And she's the longest consecutive member of the women's division. She's the longest consecutive member of the women's division. And I think that I don't think she'll win the title, but I think
Hey, Todd, do you think that Natty might get a title run?
I don't know. I hope so, because this version of Natty is the version I've always liked.
Yeah,
the GCW Bloodsport, like Take No
Yeah.
Prisoners, the real, like, this is closer to Natty than Natalia's ever been.
Absolutely.
And I think that she deserves, a little bit of grace to do the character the way she wants, because she's got less days in front of her than behind her, as was said in the Lodestone doc. And I think that, give her a kudos and give her a run as Natty. It's only a good thing.
Well, speaking of people getting a run, there are new WWE Tag Team Champions. Non-fungible tokens. Sorry, My Family Tree has won the WWE Tag Team titles. That
What is
when
it
they
with you
called them,
tonight?
when they called them MFT, they were inviting that. That's
No,
when I
really
see
weren't.
MFT, all I think of is NFT. Like, really, you're shaking your heads, but you know I'm right.
Nerd.
Yeah, My Family Tree are the new tag champions coming into. I don't even know what Todd's doing now. Oh, he's
Trying to
trying
point
to
to
agree
Jamie.
with Jamie, but he doesn't know his
Yeah, it
left
was
from right.
really
Good to
hard,
know.
no.
Not enough of a nerd to know the difference between left and right. I am excited
I know
to
that one.
see.
Do you know that one?
Yeah, there we go. Makes for a great audio podcast there, Todd. I think that seeing.
Sorry,
the
I was
titles
giving him the
move around-
bird. Everyone at home, I was giving him the bird, okay?
He
What
wanted
did
to
Lachlan
give him a
eat and drink
shiwi.
today? He's very feisty.
I'll tell you what he can eat, and that's shit.
He's been taking lessons from Bonza. That's the truth.
Jesus Christ. Keep
Going
going.
into his brain.
So they're the new champs. Let's look at the card for the Royal Rumble, which is going to be happening on Saturday in Australia. That's going to be very early Sunday morning. We've got 4 matches on the card. We've got a men's Rumble and a women's Rumble. I'll Excalibur my way through the entrance for those in a moment. And then we've got 2 singles matches set up. The undisputed WWE title match between Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn, and the AJ Styles versus Gunther match with AJ Styles' career on the line. Let's go around and see, do we think that this is AJ's final match? So a little bit of extra context here. He had a banger of a match with Nakamura, and Nakamura then posted something about AJ saying that he was retiring in he was leaving WWE in January. It seems very
He
sudden.
said at the
but
Royal Rumble, is what he said.
he said at the Rumble. Right. And then if you go back, he may have been on a bit of a stealth retirement tour because he's had a lot of big name matches recently. Let's go around. Todd, do you think this is AJ Styles' last match?
I kind of think it is. Low
Jeff?
key, I think it might be.
I think it's his last match in WWE, and I'm reserving the right to say he may show up in TNA to do a couple more matches, but I think he's clearly on the end of his run. He also had a fucking fantastic match against Punk on Monday Night Raw. It was just a beauty.
I also think that the WWE trying to trademark career killer is probably not
Yeah.
Jamie,
I mean,
do you agree?
I'd also just, before Jamie goes there, I'd like to add that he's more than Cena. I don't want his career to be over because I've followed him from Ring of Honor to TNA to NJPW and now to WWE. And, some Wild Side and other stuff in there. And he's always been simply phenomenal. And so, I'm conflicted.
He did the gimmick. Jamie, do you think that this is AJ's retirement match from WWE?
Unfortunately, I think it is. I feel like AJ has so much left in the tank, but I think it's too much to pass it up to have Gunther be the one.
Yeah.
After.
Do you think they add in like Punk and Finn after Monday?
Oh, as a match?
Yeah. Like it might get announced at SmackDown?
Yeah.
Possible.
I think
is it too...
I think 4 that's a short card.
Yeah, it is.
Like at least one more, and
yeah,
I would say
And
maybe a woman's match as well. So it's not just the one. All the women are just in one thing, but it is also Saudi.
Yeah, it's funny because I thought Raquel was going to take on
Vicaire.
Vicaire. I thought that's what was happening at Rumble, but now she's just in the Rumble.
Yeah, well, I mean, it could just be a 4-match show and they're trying to keep it tight because they don't want to do too much in Saudi, especially if you're going to have a big, long thank you AJ Styles moment at the end of the show. Right?
And it's a new outdoor
is that going
arena
to be at the
too,
end of the show?
isn't it?
We need a good
It's a purpose-built arena. Like
we need a good
they built it.
We need a good hour of Riyadh promotion as well.
Well, this is the
Will
reason
AJ Styles do a full tour of the stadium?
Yeah.
On a chariot.
Yeah, well, that one's still going. So,
is it? Yeah,
look,
probably.
I'm actually thinking that Styles wins this one. I'm gonna, this may be wishful thinking, but I think WWE knows exactly how to work its modern audience at this point. I think that they can say to Shinsuke, "Hey, post something about how AJ said he's retiring at the Rumble."
Mania feels like a better place to do it.
He did delete it pretty quickly, though.
That's part of it. You don't leave it up, right? It's the same as like they didn't film Kevin Owens attacking Cody. They didn't need to, right?
Yeah,
they know that if they put that up for 5 minutes and delete it, people catch it, right?
And like if Gunther loses, he can just be like, "Well, I want to rematch at Mania," and it's just gonna be like, "Yeah, that makes sense."
Yeah, and he can say, "I'll put my career on the line. Fine, let's do it. Career versus career," and then he gets to go out properly, right? I also think that you need, because we've got to have people pointing at the WrestleMania sign, and I think if the show doesn't get ended with somebody winning a Rumble, it's great because you're going to put a Rumble at the start and then a Rumble in the middle and then a retirement at the end, or you're going to put a retirement in the middle of a show and then have, bloody Austin Theory come out in a Rumble after that. Like,
Lachlan, you've got it all wrong. It's going to open the show. It's going to open the show, and then for the rest of it, AJ's going to just ride around in his chariot.
Yeah, AJ is riding around during the show.
All right,
and when he'll hold up the WrestleMania sign so people can point to it no matter where.
Yeah, he'll be the one holding the Mania sign.
Because there isn't one in the stadium. Don't know if anyone's noticed. There's a big screen that the Mania logo can go on, but at this point, there is no WrestleMania sign in the stadium, and not a lot of places for it to hang. So that's interesting.
Maybe it'll just go up on the big screen.
I think it'll just go up on the big screen and people can point to a screen. I have decided that we're doing full predictions. I've put a table in our document. So let's make calls for the undisputed WWE title. Does Sami Zayn take the belt off Drew McIntyre? Jeff?
No, but I think there'll be shenanigans, and he'll get a rematch at Mania.
So I'll put you down as a Drew win.
A Drew win, I think.
Jamie?
Screw it, I'm going to say Sammy wins.
Sammy
I mean,
wins.
I'd love to see that.
If it does, that would be wild. It could, Jamie could get a sneaky DQ win in there. That could be a big point there.
Yeah, I never said he wins the title. He just wins.
Todd, who wins the match, Drew or Sammy?
Conventional wisdom says Drew.
Yeah.
Just because I think there's more to the Sammy thing before. I think maybe Sammy enters himself into the Rumble.
Yeah, I agree. I think Drew wins this one. And maybe we have something more with Sammy. But either way, Drew is definitely walking out with the title. I think he walks out with the win in the match as well. Yeah. Then
I just want to say that there was two things this week on Wrestling Reserve with Alvarez. It's been sticking in my craw since he's been saying it, because he went off on this tirade about it, right? One was he went off, and I think it was even Filthy Tom went off about it, saying you shouldn't, because they were talking about how he got into like a feud, like an online feud with Pete Rosenberg, because he was calling Pete on Untold, what's it called?
Unreal.
It's a reality show, Unreal. Said that, people fell for it, blah, blah, blah. And Brian was like, nobody fell for it. Everyone knew it was, you tried to work the boys. You should never work the boys. And I'm just like, the problem is the boys talk now. So you have to work the boys if you want it to stay a secret. That's just stupid. You don't let anyone else know who doesn't need to know.
If you let someone else know, everyone knows.
Yeah. And the other thing was he picked apart this thing on Monday Night on Raw, right? Where Finn went up to Adam Pearce and said, I want to go in the Rumble. And Pearce said, look, all the spots are like, I've got all the spots. They're all spots. But only was it 15 people had been announced or something like that?
14 at that
And he
point,
was just, he was just going off about that, going, well, they haven't even announced everyone. That doesn't mean that they're not signed to the match, you numpty.
Yeah, they don't announce everyone beforehand. It takes away the fun of the Rumble if you announce, here's all 30 people.
Yeah, I'm digging the fact that they haven't announced, I think one year they announced 25 people. So it's cool, there's 5 people. So during the thing, we're like, okay, that's 4 people now that we don't know. Now all right, that's fucking 3. You know what I mean?
And a bunch of them weren't exciting. I can't remember if it was that year, but one year I had, who was coming out written down, and surprise entrant Adam Rose showed up, and it's like, oh, that's what we're using one of our surprises for? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas this, 14 surprises, I don't care if it's someone that
if there's a dud in there, you're like, okay, cool.
If there's a dud, that's fine. There's, 13 more surprises coming.
I
Just
still remember
it's party time all the time.
That's true.
I still remember the year that Jericho came back. I actually hosted Rumble at my house.
Yeah.
No.
As in Sunday?
No,
Probably.
because he's still on the staff thing for AEW, their roster page. So
all right.
His
they
contract
moved
might
guys
not
from
end
their-
until Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, but they kind of move those guys pretty quickly off that page when they're done. But I remember being
They've
there.
got a
and I
guy
had,
whose
a
full-time
lot of-
job is managing the AEW roster page.
Yeah, it's Tony. I had a whole bunch of the RCW boys. We were all over watching it, and girls. The roster were over watching it in my place. And when Jericho came out, everybody lost their collective shit. You just don't get that as much anymore. You got it when Edge came back,
and AJ debuted.
Debuted.
Even though they messed up the production on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's
it's the stuff.
That's the last one I remember being like, oh crap.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I don't know who they'd have this year. Who? Because everyone's expecting Hobbs to come out. They're expecting Obafemi because he's been announced.
Yeah.
Evil might, maybe. Apparently, Evil's been
Sinister?
backstage a fair bit. Sinister.
That's good. They trademarked that.
They trademarked Sinister?
Oh,
yeah,
did they?
They trademarked Sinister this week.
Wow. I thought he might have just come out as Watanabe or whatever.
Nope.
There you go.
I'm excited for the WWE debut of Tanahashi in the Rumble. He's coming out in a big
On the chariot?
On the chariot.
It's just his mullet. That's why he cut it. The mullet's just going to be there.
The mullet got signed to WWE. Okay,
Yes.
let's talk Women's Rumble. I'll run through the named entrants and then we can all have a wild guess. Match entrants named so far for the Women's Royal Rumble are Becky Lynch, Asuka, Bayley, Io Sky, Charlotte Flair, Jordan Grace, Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Chelsea Green, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Julia, Lyra Valkyria, Roxanne Perez, Lash Legend, and Maxine Dupree. I'll throw it to Todd first. Who do you have for the Women's Rumble?
Nobody there. Apparently, I think Liv Morgan's like the odds-on favorite, but I think Bianca comes back.
That was also my guess. I've got Bianca for the Women's Rumble. Jamie, have you got a Women's Rumble pick?
Can you remind me who the two women's champions are currently?
Stephanie
Vaquer and Jade.
Jade Cargill.
Oh, then yeah, Bianca.
And Jeff?
Yeah, that's 4 from 4, although
It's Bianca across the board, even though she's not listed as one of the entrants. It's just
see Chelsea do it. I would love to see Chelsea do it, but I don't think she will.
Can I throw a darkie in there? Jordan Grace, maybe?
Yeah.
Let's all get 2. We get our one we think and our one that we kind of maybe. So I'll put Jordan in for backup for there, Todd. What about you, Jeff? Have you got a dark horse that you want to put a bet on?
Oh, honestly, it's got to be Chelsea.
Jamie, sorry?
I would like to say Chelsea, and they do that Rumble spot that they talked about on Unreal last year.
She wins from number 30 with no one else in the
with
ring.
everyone else already being out.
That'd be great.
And then I'll put mine as... I was going to say maybe Alexa, but I think they're going to keep her with Charlotte. So I'll go ahead and throw my money on Asuka as my secondary pick there. Now for the Men's Rumble, the named entrants so far: Rey Mysterio, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Penta, Bronson Reed, Jacob Fatu, Dragon Lee, Gunther, Austin Theory, Solo Sikoa, Bron Breakker, Logan Paul, Javon Evans, and Oba Femi. Is Gunther a typo in that one?
No, apparently he's been named.
There you go. Also named in the last day or so is Brock Lesnar. So also on that list there. Todd, do you have a prediction for the Men's Rumble?
No.
It's hard.
I think Bron Breakker is probably the odds-on that people are saying.
Yep.
I mean, if you really wanted to throw it up, like to shock people, like you'd throw Oba Femi in there, wouldn't you? If you really
Oba's
wanted
a great
to,
dark horse pick.
If you wanted to throw like cat amongst the pigeons, have a dude like debut and win the Rumble, but they'd never do that, unfortunately.
Do you want to make it your dark horse pick anyway?
Yeah, I'll do it, but I don't think it's anywhere near happening. Unfortunately, I reckon they're going to go with a safe thing of either Cody or Roman, and luckily they're in Saudi, so it won't get booed out of the building. Because I have a real feeling that if this was in Sacramento and Roman or Cody won it, they would get booed out of the building.
Absolutely correct. Jeff, Men's Rumble call?
I'm going to agree with Todd in Bron Breakker, but my smoky is actually Jacob Fatu.
I thought about that.
I think
him and Cody are going to eliminate each other.
If they want to do a surprise, and that's a fair point too, Todd. If they want to do a shock, giving it to Jacob, it would shock people quite considerably. It seems like we've lost Lachlan.
Let's talk about Shiwis.
Well said. But yeah, I think Jacob Fatu could be the shock. Jamie, your thoughts, mate?
I am going to say Seth Rollins returns and wins.
It seems like
didn't it
maybe
get accidentally spoiled or something on ESPN?
Yeah, ESPN asked him, so how do you feel about returning at the Rumble? And he was just like,
returning from injury. Yeah, You got the big Royal Rumble in Saudi and you returning from injury for it. And he's just like,
shut up. Yes, I think Seth. And then my outside pick would be... I just had someone in my head and I forgot it.
man, if
There's
he came back,
so
if
many
you think about it, and like that end is like the last couple of people in it is like Logan Paul, Bron Breakker, Bronson, and Seth is the 30th guy.
Because that's the thing is they all agreed that they're going to work together to have Braun win the Rumble. So
Yeah.
if they clear the ring and are like, we've just got to knock out one more, and then Seth returns
And takes them out. Yeah. And
That's cool.
My outsider pick is Cardona.
Oh, that would be a lot of fun. I'm going to go ahead and pick Roman as my main pick. I think the fact that they're in Saudi means that they've got a free pass to put Roman as a winner of a Royal Rumble without it getting booed. And I think they take advantage of that. And my outside pick is Finn Balor, because he is definitely not in the match, which means that he's got a solid chance of winning the match, I think.
The Demon isn't. The Demon could be in the match.
I think if the Demon had signed on to be part of the Royal Rumble match, then Finn would know about that.
No, maybe not. It possesses him.
maybe
He
not.
doesn't know. He doesn't know what the Demon does.
But we've seen plenty of people get knocked out before they make their way to the ring and someone forces their way in and replaces them. Maybe that person wins this time. And Finn's got
Akira
momentum,
Tozawa.
I think.
Akira
Tozawa is your dark horse pick. I'll change that one quickly. Akira Tozawa to win the race. Okay. So to quickly run through our predictions at this point, everyone picked Gunther over AJ Styles except me. Everyone picked Drew over Sami Zayn except Jamie. Everyone picked Bianca for the Women's Rumble, and then we each made another pick. Todd picked Jordan Grace. I picked Asuka. Jeff picked Chelsea Green. And so did Jamie. And then in the Men's Rumble, Todd picked either Bron Breakker or Oba Femi. I picked either Roman Reigns or Finn Balor. Jeff picked either Bron Breakker or Jacob Fatu. And Jamie picked either Seth Rollins or Matt Cardona. I like Wild Angel's call. Finlay to let Finn into the match at number 31. That'd be fun. I'll take a 31-man Rumble. Why not? Let's look over at the last piece of WWE news now, and the first piece of AEW news, which happened to be the same piece of news. Tommaso Ciampa's profile in WWE has been moved to the alumni section, further confirming that he's no longer under contract. He released some new merch on his Pro Wrestling Tees store, 5 t-shirt designs and a hoodie with terms like Psycho Killer and Psycho Kid. They're nicknames that he could use following his WWE exit. The Psycho Killer moniker is one that's been associated with him for a while, and he filed a trademark for it, along with a trademark for Psycho King on January 21st. So there we go. That's the end of that. Oh, hang on here. It looks like we've got a debut over in AEW, and it's Tommaso Ciampa, who made his way into the Elite Zone to, immediately become a player
Killer.
over there. The Psycho Killer.
Yeah.
Whoa, no way. Jamie, do you think that he's going to be a bigger deal in AEW than he was in WWE?
I think so, just because he's like in that group of guys that were like the reason AEW kind of came to be. Like that early PWG, they're the next guys type thing.
Yeah.
And I think they'll look after him in that sense. And like they've already, as soon as he debuted, they were already like, here's a match with Ciampa and Briscoe from ROH ages ago. Here's the best of Ciampa in ROH. They know what they're doing on that side.
I was going to ask Jeff if he's excited about Ciampa facing Briscoe on Collision this week.
I'm excited about Ciampa generally. I think he's a great act and a terrific wrestler. So the answer unequivocally is yes. I think it will be interesting to see how they use him moving forward. And I just hope they give him some mic time because he's a great mic worker.
Well, I think in Australia it's going to be interesting to see AEW moving forward in general, because seeing them is going to get a little more difficult. The ongoing financial tribulations of Triller have provided some insights into the importance of AEW to their past businesses. Triller reported that AEW accounted for approximately 19% of Triller's consolidated revenue in 2023. That's $10.3 million. And then 24% in 2024, $6.6 million. Triller's revenue in 2023 was just over $54.1 million and just over $27.4 million in 2024, which is a big drop off. So, you're not looking good for Triller. I tell you what, it is.
Thank God they are on Disney.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but
We've got
the
to wait a watch.
pay-per-views aren't. Like, how are we going to watch the pay-per-views if Triller folds?
I would imagine we get access via Amazon, like the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Very possible. Well, look, there's a way to watch one big AEW event from Australia, and that is by attending Grand Slam Sydney. The TNT schedule lists that Grand Slam Australia will be 2.5 hours long. It's going to air from apparently 8 till 10:30 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday, February 14th. Because of the time zone difference, the show is scheduled to be taped earlier in the day before being broadcast on TNT. It's a special episode of Collision. Like scheduling wise, and then presumably Brisbane is house rules, so it'll be a house show. It won't be seen anywhere but Brisbane. So those will be
same as last year with Grand Slam. It was a special Collision episode.
Yeah, and they do those, and it's their way of. I think they only really technically have like 4 pay-per-views a year, right, or something along those lines.
They got more now.
They got a
It
couple
used to be
more.
4, but now it's about.
But it's
10.
like is it that many? Because I thought it was still like 6 or 7.
No.
January and February are the only months that don't have a pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's cooked. And then they're still doing like Winter is Coming, and they're doing Grand Slams, and
That was their big problem last year. They had too many things.
Dynamites and they're dynamites, just special dynamites and special collisions.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Well, look, let's talk about what's going on within creative in AEW. Omega, Swerve, Hangman, Andrade are going to be in a contenders series. The top 2 are going to face off in Sydney. The winner's going to face MJF at Revolution. Reportedly, Sydney's sold just over 5,200 tickets. Already in that series, Andrade has eliminated Swerve Strickland, so he's going to face Kenny next week on Dynamite.
No, Swerve has. Sorry.
Yeah,
It was
Andrade
written
eliminated Swerve. It was written. Yeah.
Andrade won.
Andrade won the match and took a kiss from some girl in the audience from a tissue in her bra. Cool.
Jasmine Allure, an actual wrestler. They don't They're not trying to hide that it's a plant every week because she's in the same spot as the girl was on Collision on the weekend. I was like, okay.
Yep, they're just doing a gimmick. MJF versus Brody King next week. And if Brody King wins, he's going to get a title shot in Sydney, which I wouldn't be mad about. I love that guy. You're not happy, Jamie?
Because that eliminates the chance of it being Robbie. I don't like
that. Yeah, I prefer it to Robbie.
Keep the dream alive.
I don't think it was ever going to be Robbie in Sydney.
Yeah, no.
Not a great
keep the dream alive.
Even MJF was just like, what's he doing for house rules? Yeah. Do you know what I don't like, though? I hate the whole idea of, like, it is hard enough to beat a world champion, and they want you to do it twice to win the title. So what are you going to do? Are they going to have Brody beat MJF like next week, and then have a shot in Collision the week after?
I would think
probably.
MJF will do something Weasley, and then they'll be like, "No, you still have to face Brody."
Yeah, he'll
Then
make it so that he wins by DQ or something.
Yeah,
and then
he'll use the
they're
ring
like-
or something, and like his dynamite ring, and then be like, "Nope."
Yeah.
And also, like, the whole thing with Tommaso, cool. I like the. Couldn't you have just held him off to the week before Grand Slam?
Yeah.
And say, hey, his first match is going to be in Sydney at Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Instead of doing it at fucking Bucksnort, Iowa for a taping. Do you know what I mean?
Look,
like you want to, like it's someone who's just been on, and I know it's going to sound like WWE favoritism, but the guy has literally just been on WWE TV. You would want to like that, and that's something that the general population of Australia will know Like the general wrestling population of Australia will know more than AEW. Because let's face it, the biggest, like, one of the biggest stories in, like, on the internet in Australia and wrestling this week were people saying that AEW wasn't even on TV in Australia anymore.
Oh my God.
Yep. I also think that there's money to be made in advertising. Hey, we're about to set this guy loose. We're taking off his WWE chains. You're going to see what his actual wrestling looks like, not his, WWE restricted style.
Yeah,
like that,
I don't know why you
something
can't
can
spend
advertise.
2 weeks. Yeah, you can't spend 2 weeks even building up him and Briscoe in Sydney.
Yeah,
and even
why we're doing it straight away.
even if it's not Briscoe, put him in against Robbie. Have MJF go, no, you're not going up against me. You're going up against one of my friends. And out comes the Psycho Killer. Amazing. Just amazing. So good.
Yeah. Sadder news, Jake Doyle seemingly tore his bicep during a match with FTR today. So that was Jake Doyle, the former Jake something, was teaming up with, someone who
Australia's
we really
own.
like. Australia's
own. Mark Davis.
The most cursed man in pro wrestling, it seems, who just cannot get a break.
Do you know what you do though? You say, okay, FTR, we're gonna give Davis another shot. You need to find a tag partner, and then bring out Kyle.
And it'd go hard.
Aussie Open v FTR, Grand
Again.
Slam Australia.
Yeah, that'd be epic.
Yeah.
And it just sucked too because Doyle immediately knew he injured himself because the live mics caught him just going, "I just tore my bicep."
Yeah,
and then he
you'd
disappeared.
As someone who has torn his bicep, you know when that shit happens.
Yep.
Because it fucking
Very
hurts.
painful.
Yeah, and it's like there's not much you can do in a match. Sometimes you can't make chicken salad out of chicken shit, right? But that's what we talk about every week. So we're going to go through, we're going to talk about our chicken salad for the week. We're going to talk about our chicken shit for the week. Todd, which one do we do first?
Just plain chicken shit.
Chicken shit?
Chicken shit.
Jamie, what's your chicken shit?
My chicken shit this week is an incident that happened at Real Canadian Wrestling over the weekend. About a week ago. A wrestler named Kato came out to the song Ice Ice Baby wearing a black vest with ice spelled out across it in duct tape the same day that Alex Pretty was shot.
Holy shit.
And yeah, that's
my chicken
in the
shit
worst
as well.
taste ever. Thankfully, he has since been banned from that promotion because apparently they had no idea that that's what he was going to do, which is also bad on them for not knowing that.
And having his music ready to play that was to go with it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that we'll get more lighthearted, but yeah, that was my number one, is like just that some people think that it's like, oh, I can just get heat. And it's like there's a difference. There's a difference between heat and being an absolute numbskull.
Yeah.
So, there's that. Jeff, chicken shit.
The Royal Rumble is in Saudi Arabia. That's just
I swear this
shit.
was last year's chicken shit.
No, it was something else. It was in Saudi Arabia. No, the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. Like, if WWE want to go to Saudi Arabia a couple of times a year, I don't care. But it's these tent pole events that are Middle America that, to quote the great Lachlan Albert, to me, belong in American cities. And the fact that it's not is really quite sad. And I think that this is a dangerous precedent for WWE.
Yep, fully agree. I think I'm going to lighten the mood quickly. My chicken shit this week is Tony Schiavone wearing the brightest colored shoes and matching tie I have ever seen in my goddamn life. Tony, the show's not about you. Wear some normal shoes. Those things can be seen from space.
You got
let me get a pic for you.
They're
I'll
like,
send
like highlighter yellow?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were that color.
Yeah, I've just dropped one of those
Fluorescent yellow
extra
shoes
ones.
and tie.
That's cool.
Yeah, a friend of mine, Carl Chandler, wrote this joke because we were both one-liner comedians. He goes, a highlighter leaked in my bag and now everything's important.
Yeah, that's a good joke. That's a great joke.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, so just wanted to lighten the mood a little bit after two
Holy
big downer
shit.
chicken. They're bright. Hey, Todd.
Like, I collect sneakers and I wouldn't wear those.
Yeah.
Flash it up, man. Flash it up. I haven't seen them.
I'll get it in. Meanwhile, Todd, give us your chicken shit while I get this up.
Okay. My chicken shit came from, and it's a funny one, so to lift the mood a little bit as well. My chicken shit came from this week's NXT, where Booker T said, and I quote about Miles Bourne, "That boy needs to open his ears and listen to what Ethan Page is saying to him." Now, for those who don't know, Miles Bourne is legally deaf.
Hearing impaired, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, severely hearing impaired.
Severely hearing impaired. So Booker actually said that boy needs to open his ears and listen to what Ethan Page is trying to tell him.
Just quickly, I will say there's one thing that Miles Bourne can hear, and it's these shoes and tie combination. Let's check it out there on the stream. Because that's a look there, Shivani. So maybe maybe stick to the black or the red tie next time, mate.
Props to him, they are at least Nikes.
Yeah,
Kenny
but
Omega's he's subtle.
even like, I hate wearing sneakers like that with a suit.
How dare you?
No.
Oh.
No. You wear dress shoes or boots.
I
Maybe
also-
I'll let you get away with white low tops.
I also want to shout out Deadlock Pro, who are on hiatus, and that's kind of sad. Always an entertaining promotion, did great work. So,
Yeah, that was very upsetting to our friend of the show, Adam Brooks, as well, because he has very good ties with Deadlock Pro.
yeah, a great company. Jake something came from that company. Like there's a Mike Bailey was part of. Sorry, Mike Bailey was part of that company. Jake something was part of that company. It'd be great to see that.
We've got a couple of chicken shits in the chat. Wild Angel says Javon having his Rumble entrance announcement on an ad break. Chicken shit. Wild Angel also says WWE doing everything in their power to get me to not care for young, talented prospect Javon Evans. Like,
Hang
that's...
on, it was during the ad break, so you saw it, yeah?
Yeah, but America didn't.
Yeah.
Fuck America.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what?
Another-
Great point.
Like,
Another
honestly, more people are probably watching it on Netflix through a fucking VPN.
Yeah.
Than what would be watching it otherwise.
Another like little chicken shit that I had as well was Chris Statlander made an entrance on Collision this week with the title on backwards. So like the main plate was on her back. And I totally forgot she was the champion when she came out because I couldn't tell she had a belt on.
Oh dear.
Oops.
I was like, that's not good. If you're the champion, show it off, be proud of it, don't hide it. It was weird.
Yeah. If
It
you
is hard to
hold
think about who their champions are, though.
if you hold the belt, like, that should be the best.
This chicken salad really is the bomb.
Right? So let's talk about our chicken salad. Jamie, what have you got this week?
So this is the total flip side of my main chicken shit. It was Becky Lynch's Fuck Ice video this week. Very
Right.
good, because it was in character, but we also all knew exactly what she was talking about.
It was great.
Yep, absolutely. Jeff?
It was Saturday night's main event. It was Shinsuke Nakamura against AJ Styles. It was the match they should have had at WrestleMania several years ago. It was a thing of beauty. They did the fist bump at the end. They did the thing at the end. I got emotional. It was everything that I think is beautiful about the sport that I love of professional wrestling. And it was two of the greats. Just, if you haven't seen it, it's as Lachlan would say, I'm stealing your shit a lot tonight, Lachlan. Free on YouTube.
Hey!
Go and seek this match out. It's just great. It's a terrific match.
Todd, chicken salad?
You go, mate. Let me go last for this one.
All right. I may know what yours is, so I'll try not to steal it because it was going to be one of mine. So instead, I'm just going to say MJF once again popped me with a great line. Like every so often, he just delivers a line that just gets me right in the gut. And Jamie knows exactly what it was, and it was him saying
the liberal
about Brody King that he's never seen a liberal who looks more like a Nazi, and that really got me. It's so perfectly placed. Like that's sometimes those lines just hit, and I was
And it was good because it
tickled
wasn't. They didn't linger on it. It wasn't the main focus of that promo. It was just a funny line woven in.
And Brody laughed at it, right? Like you can see that it got him too. Like we're all in this together, and then we moved on. That
like I'm not actually calling you a Nazi.
Yeah. I'm making a joke about your appearance, and then we're moving on. Right?
Yes.
Beautiful. That's heel work in a nutshell. Todd, chicken salad this week.
My chicken salad this week is this Sunday is Riot City Wrestling's 20th anniversary show, ReAnimated. When I left Adelaide it's probably 10 years ago now. Before I left, Chris Basso actually gave me this, right? And it sits in my office right next to my Bobby the Brain Heenan signed trading card and my Great Muta signed trading card. If anyone knows, like me, they know how much I love Bobby Heenan. So it has pride of place. And before that, it has probably been in my wallet for the last 9.5 years. So I never took it out of my wallet since. And it is this. I'll put it up to the camera. Now that is a ticket from the first ever Riot City Wrestling show. It's got the date, it's got the year, it's got the Irish Club, just Irish Club City. So you gotta love that. $10 to go and see
$10 printed right on it. Yep.
Yeah. So
That's
that
lovely.
that is pride of place in my office because that's what like Riot City means to me because it gave me everything to do with wrestling and with what I love. Like I love wrestling, but my doorway into being a part of that world was Riot City. Like I wouldn't have been doing this show because I met Josh at Riot City. So everything that is wrestling tied to me is all directly due to Riot City Wrestling. So I really, really wish I was there this weekend. I cannot wait to watch it on YouTube when it does drop. Congratulations to everyone at Riot City over the years, pushing it forward. 20 years is a hell of an achievement. And the fact that they are where they are now, where they've got the gym that they've got, when you knew the gym that we came from started, and I wasn't even at the first gym. I was at like the second one, which was across the road from a bikie headquarters. And it had like a pepper tree out the front, which attracts mosquitoes. I don't know if you knew that, which is really good for guys that are training wrestling. To where they are, to where they moved to where they are now, to the shows they put on, the quality of shows they put on. And it's all due to the work of the people behind the scenes, like Joe Greco back in the day, both the Basso brothers, numerous people that have moved it forward since then over the 20 years. I'm very proud to play the small part that I did for the couple of years that I was there, helping as much as I could and also being on the shows. Yeah, massive congratulations. I love all of you guys that helped me start out my career, and yeah, best of luck this weekend. That's my chicken salad.
If you are in Adelaide, get along to Goodwood for Riot City Wrestling's ReAnimated 20 this Sunday, the 1st of February. If you are not in Adelaide, their stuff's free on YouTube. We watched RCW Mean Street Mayhem 63 tonight, How the Grimm Stole Christmas. Get on over to YouTube, search for it, or check it out in the a link in the description of this podcast so you can get along and watch it. RCW do amazing stuff, and we love supporting them. So, obviously everything Todd said there came from the heart, and for me, I'm just a fan of what they do. So from both perspectives, these guys are absolutely awesome. Please support Riot City Wrestling, whether it's by watching them online or by getting along if you're in Adelaide. And you know what? We'd love for you to support us as well. You can subscribe to Wrestle Radio Australia. It's free. Do it on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Twitch, Podcast Addict, anywhere you get your podcasts from. If you're on Apple Podcasts, if you can give us a rating and a review, that really helps, especially a 5-star rating. Helps us get into more ears. It is a huge benefit for us. You can follow us at Wrestle Radio AU on X and on Instagram. And we're Wrestle Radio Australia on Facebook. We're twitch.tv/Wrestle Radio Australia. So make sure you give us a follow to get notified whenever we go live, which is every Thursday night, to talk about an Aussie wrestling show. We've mentioned that next week we're going to be talking about what are we talking about? Because of Oz Pro Wrestling. Thank you. Just two, because there's too many promotions to keep up with. You need to be following Wrestle Radio Australia, or the dozens of promotions putting on great stuff in Australia are just going to get mixed up in your head like they do for me, you know? And you can also support stuff like in a more financial way. You can subscribe to us here on Twitch. You can get our merch. If you go to Redbubble, you can search for Wrestle Radio Australia. Of course, those proceeds don't actually go to us. They go to Beyond Blue and Gotcha for Life, which are awesome places that support mental health here in Australia. Really, really important. You know, you can support Aussie wrestlers. Go to kickout.com.au. Get merch of your favorite wrestlers. Support what they're doing. If you're a wrestler, if you want to get supported that way, get your merch on kickout.com.au. Go to the Kickout Instagram page, shoot them a message. They can help you get it up there because they do awesome work as well. You know, and I also want to say, while you're getting on the social media grind, get onto the WRA accounts, get onto Robbie Eagles accounts, blow up what he's doing, because that was going to be my other chicken salad. Is this Robbie Eagles MJF thing starting to take on a life of its own is so exciting to see. And I desperately want to see Robbie challenge for that AEW World Championship. So
hashtag Eagles v MJF. Put your post up,
There you go.
say that you want to see the match, tag Tony in it, tag AEW in it, tag MJF in it, blow up their feeds, guys. Like, seriously.
And do that by reposting the interview that Todd did with Robbie that's going to come out very soon, right? Like, there is so many
Pretty
ways
much
to
on a hit
support.
end stream.
Yeah, it's going to go straight up. There are so many ways to support both what we do and what Aussie wrestlers are doing that you'd have to be crazy not to at this point, right? Like, do all the support you can. Follow Jamie. Jamie's doing 1 million and what? Like, check this out. Hey, Jamie, what are you doing? What do you do within the world of the internet and Australian wrestling? Tell us.
So I do interviews, I do podcasts, I do film and TV reviews, and I make Australian wrestling cards, which I will be shipping the February packs on Monday. So if you want to get them, get your order in this weekend.
Now. Right? Like, there's just too much cool stuff, and so that's why we do this every week, because we love Aussie wrestling. We love seeing all this stuff happen. We love promoting it. So please help us do that. Share us around. Like, I know it sounds small. If you do hit the follow button, if you hit the subscribe button, like, it takes 6 seconds of your time to search Wrestle Radio Australia and hit follow, and it genuinely helps us a ton. So, like, please, if you can do those things, it does make a massive difference. Is there anything else we need to mention before we go?
No, just like I said, the interview, 20 minutes long, roughly 20 minutes long with Robbie, is up straight away. It's probably going up about now, I'd say. The podcast version of it will be up tomorrow morning, or probably be up later up tonight. Hashtag Eagles v MJF. Get it out there. Let's get it trending.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
please do.
Excellent. Well, in that case, on behalf of Todd Eastman, on behalf of Jeff Setti, on behalf of Jim Bob Apps, I've been Lachlan Albert. Till next time, have a good one.
Yeah.
Probably huge.
That was good.
Trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, and it was just awful.
I've turned chicken salad into chicken shit. I will continue to do so.
Making chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Make chicken salad out of chicken shit. People is as people does, that's all there is to